Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing I'm going to be creating this neutral makeup look. Super simple, really easy, but I am going to be trying the new Marc Jacobs Shameless foundation, and I'm so excited. I wore it a little bit yesterday, but I didn't really give it its full chance because I knew I was going to be filming this today. So we're going to be doing a wear test. I'm going to be checking in with you throughout the day so you can see how it holds up. This is the box that I got it in. I have 3 shades. I have a fair, light, and medium, and I'm also going to be testing the brush. So we're going to be going through all of this. I'm going to give you swatches, all of that. And quickly before we jump into the tutorial, I just want to talk about the packaging because I haven't really mentioned this yet. I said I liked it. It's very sleek and compact. I feel like it's good for travel. I feel like I can just throw this in my purse, you know? Like this and the brush, and you're good to go. You know what I mean? So this is, it seems like it's going to be small, right? But it is 1.08 fluid ounces, and just to compare, this is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation, one of my faves. This is 1.01 fluid ounce, so you actually get more in this, even though it might look like it's less, you know, because there's just less filler. But anyway, I just wanted to point that out. I quickly just want to say, if you do like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, make sure to subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when I'm uploading, because apparently you have to do that now if you want to know when videos that you're subscribed to go up. Thanks, YouTube. All right, guys, so let's jump into application/tutorial. All right, guys, so to start off, I'm going to prep my skin, and I'm going to use the Makeup Forever Step 1 Hydrating Primer. I don't know if I stress this enough, but it is really important to make sure that you are prepping your skin for foundation, no matter what foundation you're using, no matter what formula you're using or what your skin type is. It's important to prep your skin. The better your skin looks on its own before you go in with any foundation, the better your makeup is going to look. Like, your makeup can only do so much, you know? All right, so before I go in with the foundation, I just want to talk a little bit about the formula, and then we can kind of see if it lives up to what it boasts. So this is the Shameless Youthful Look 24-Hour Foundation with SPF 25. According to Sephora.com, it is medium coverage. For skin types, it's sensitive, normal, dry, combination oily, so pretty much every skin, and it is a natural finish. And it does say that it's buildable, and as far as the SPF goes, it is supposed to be flashback free. I've been getting into a lot of stuff with SPF lately because I feel like I need to start taking much better care of my skin. Okay, so I have 3 shades. Fair, this is Y130, Y270, this is light, and then I have medium Y340. So I'll give you some swatches. I think I'm gonna be in between Y270 and medium Y340, light and medium. I kind of like the warmth that's in this one because I do have a little bit of a tan right now, and the light one seems a little bit more neutral, you know? I'm super olive, so I think I'm gonna mix the two and see what happens. I just wanna shake it up. Sometimes they can separate, you know? You never know. It comes out kind of liquidy. It feels very lightweight when I swatch it. Oh, that color's really nice, okay. The light one, what is that? Y270, that's a really nice color. I like the packaging a lot. It's very sleek, no nonsense. Oh, that's a nice shade too, though. So on camera, I think this one probably looks like it's better, but I can already tell that it's gonna oxidize a little bit darker. So yeah, I think I'm gonna mix these two. But the color on, why do I keep forgetting it? 270 is really nice. So here's a close-up of the colors. So we have fair, light, and medium. The undertones in them are really, really nice. I like the kind of variety. I went into Sephora a few days ago and I was just kind of swatching them. They have they have a nice range. It does recommend that you use the Shameless foundation brush. This is a flat foundation brush. I'm not a foundation brush kind of person. I use my beauty blender pretty much for everything, so I do have it on hand just in case, but I am going to be using the brush, because, you know, they are formulated to work with a specific application type, like a brush or a sponge. It'll usually tell you, and it does suggest the brush, and it says that if you want a more lightweight coverage, then you can use the sponge because the sponge is going to soak up a little bit more. So we're gonna try the brush. So I'm just gonna mix a little bit on the back of my hand. I'm gonna take about that much. That might be too much because I'm gonna mix them. God, I love that color. I'm very impressed by the colors. And I'm gonna do probably that much. The darker one. Just a little bit less. And then I'm just gonna, yeah, that looks like it'll work. And then I'm just gonna start building it up with the foundation brush. So I actually used this yesterday and I did a really light amount, and it gave me a really nice lightweight coverage, very natural looking. I didn't want to go too overboard with it, so Started off with like a really small amount. This brush is actually nice. I feel like it's not leaving me with any, you know, streaking. I just feel awkward using a brush because I never do. The color is so nice though. I hope you guys can see. I picked up a little bit more and I'm just gonna kind of like place it around my face. I don't want to go in with way too much in any one area. So I'm kind of just gonna like place it all around my face and then go in and blend. I do like this brush for application like around the eyebrows because I already did my brows. I did my brows first and I feel like I can get precision around it, you know? All right, so that's the first layer of foundation. It looks really nice. Like it looks very natural. It feels like it sets kind of like a matte foundation. You know how when you apply a matte foundation, it kind of like sets and then you can go in and build it up. That's kind of how it feels. When I touch my skin, it doesn't feel like too tacky or anything like that. And it looks very natural to me. So it's not like settling into any fine lines. My under eyes are kind of dry, but I don't have any foundation under there, so just ignore that. But yeah, it looks very nice. It's got kind of like a little bit of a glow to it without looking super duper dewy. And it gave my skin like a nice even coverage, but it's not covering up. I think you can still see like some little blemishes and spots in areas that are coming through a little bit, but I kind of like the fact that it isn't like so full coverage. Looks very natural. So I'm just gonna pick up a little tiny bit more and I'm going to go over, and I am going to use my beauty blender now just because I don't think the brush would be good for this. I'm just gonna go into those areas, the areas where I have like little blemishes or where I feel like I need a little bit more coverage, and I'm just gonna kind of like see if I can build up coverage there, you know, just get rid of little imperfections. Some of these are a little stubborn. All right, I really like how it continues to look luminous. And I went into some areas where I like didn't blend it out perfectly with the brush, and I went in and I blended a little bit. I'm loving this color. I'm like really obsessed with the color. But I went in and I did a little bit more blending, and unlike a matte foundation, you can like still blend it out. You know, when you put down a matte foundation and it kind of just like, it sets and it kind of like hardens in that area, and then when you go to blend it out, it kind of just like breaks apart and it'll pull off of your skin. It's not doing that, which is really nice. I'm liking it. It builds up nicely, but it still doesn't look like too much, you know? All right, let's see how it reacts with my concealer, because that is always really important to me. Where is my concealer? Here it is. So I'm just gonna go in with my Shape Tape, light neutral. I don't wanna cover this up, so I'm not gonna do like a ton of highlighting. I'm really just gonna like correct the darkness that I have. Maybe do like a tiny bit right here around my mouth and my nose. Just like that. I've been trying to go easy on the concealer. I really like the color though. I'm very impressed by the color. When I have like a little bit of a tan, it's always easier for me to find a foundation that's going to match, because it kind of like adds, I don't know, a warmth to my skin, but it just kind of like cuts the olive in my skin a little bit. It makes it a lot easier to find foundations that match, but these look really nice. Yeah, it's definitely like medium to like a buildable medium coverage. It's getting along with Shape Tape quite nicely. Yeah, I really like this. I feel like I don't even need to use a powder to set it, which is really nice. I hate having to set my foundation with a powder. Oh my god, this is such a good like everyday formula. I was gonna use a powder bronzer, but now I don't know. I'm gonna do a light cream bronze. I'm gonna use my Shade and Light cream contour palette. I wanna see how it reacts with creams. And I just wanna keep this like really natural today, because I want it to be more about the foundation. It's blending nicely. Creams are blending really nicely over it. Sometimes with foundations, especially if they have like a slightly more matte, to me this is like kind of like a more matte to natural formula, I can get pulling. If it's not a dewy formula, sometimes I can get pulling when I go in with like a cream product, you know, and try to like blend over top of it. And then if it's dewy, then I have to like set with a powder if I use a powder bronzer, but this is blending very nicely. It's not removing any coverage. I'm gonna pop a little more concealer on my lids and underneath my eyes. I'm gonna use my Lock-It setting powder. I'm gonna use that concealer to prime my lids for shadow. All right, I just threw down a quick nose contour because I totally forgot to do that. Now I'm gonna set my under eyes. My Kat Von D Lock-It setting powder. All right, before I go into my eyes, I'm just going to warm up my skin a little bit more using the powder bronzer by ANASTASIA. This is in the shade Saddle. It might be a little bit red. I don't know, I don't wanna use a blush today. I kinda wanna keep it a little bit more like bronzy skin. Powders are blending really nicely over top too. That looks nice. So I'm just gonna use this kind of like as a bronzer blush to warm up the skin, dust it a little like lightly onto the cheeks, a little bit on the temples. We've already got like some definition from the contour, so. All right, so I wanna keep the eyes pretty simple, so I'm gonna go in with the Urban Decay Naked palette. This is, I think they're limited edition, like velvety packaging. And I'm probably just gonna stick to Naked and Buck. So I'm gonna start off with Naked, just build up my crease. I'm gonna place this a little bit above the crease and just kind of like define that hollow of the eye. So I'm kind of placing this like a little bit below the brow bone, but right above like where my actual crease is. This is what I've been loving for just like everyday makeup lately. Yeah, I like it simple like that. I'm gonna do the same thing for my lower lash. I'm just gonna grab Naked again and run it along my lower lash line. For my lid, I'm gonna grab Sin, I think, just on my finger and place it all over the lid. Actually, I'll use this brush. I'm just gonna keep it light, just like a little shimmer. I'm gonna grab a little bit of Sidecar and I'm gonna go over that because it's just too light, a little too frosty. I wasn't expecting it to be that light. That's better. All right, for my highlight, I am going to use the ANASTASIA. For my highlight, I'm gonna use the ANASTASIA AMREZY palette highlight. This foundation is reacting beautifully with everything that I put onto it, which is really nice because you never know. Like sometimes it just won't take to other products. Sometimes it skips with powders. This one is doing very nicely. I'm trying to grow my brows in a little bit. Like I want them to be a little more full. So if they're looking a little bit hairy, then good, because that's what I'm going for. Alright guys, so I just curled my lashes, went in with a little bit of the BADGAL Bang Mascara by Benefit, and popped on some falsies to finish off the eye look. And I'm gonna line my lips with a nude lip pencil. And then I'm gonna go in with the Urban Decay Comfort Matte Lipstick. This is in the shade Stark Naked. And then I'm just gonna go over that with the new Hi-Fi Shine. This is also by Urban Decay. This is a gloss and it's in the shade Midnight Cowgirl. Ultra Cushion Lip Gloss. Minty. Tastes good too. Alright guys, so this is the finished makeup look. Super simple, you know what I mean? Glossy, nude lip, neutral eye, whatever. All of the other products that I used went over this foundation so beautifully. I'm really happy about that. Like I was looking at my highlight up close. Typically when I apply a highlight, like any highlight, for some reason, it kind of like exaggerates the texture on my face. I don't have like a ton of texture, but sometimes I do get like little bumps in little areas, you know, and this kind of like, I didn't use a pore filling primer at all. I just used a hydrating primer and I feel like it really improved the look of my skin's texture, which is really nice so far. It does look really, really natural. It has like kind of a luminous natural finish to it, but it's not dewy. It doesn't feel wet. Like when I touch my skin, it feels like skin, which is really nice, but it also doesn't feel like super drying like a matte foundation would sometimes do. The only thing that I am noticing is a little bit of breaking up around my nose and laugh lines, like kind of in the areas where my skin tends to be a little bit more dry. So I kind of wish that I had hydrated those areas a little bit more. My skin has been very dry recently. I don't think that it's the foundation's fault. I think I've just needed a little bit more hydration because everywhere else looks really, really nice. I like it. All right, so I have to go out and run some errands. I gotta run to Target, you know how it goes. And I'm going to come back and check in with you guys periodically throughout the day so that we can kind of see like how it wears. Now, is it 24-hour foundation? I'm not gonna be wearing it for 24 hours, but I'm gonna try to wear it for as long as possible so we can see how it holds up. I have a feeling it's gonna do pretty well though. Yeah, so I'll see you guys in a little bit. I'm checking back in. It's been about a few hours since I first applied the foundation. It's still looking really good in my opinion. I just took some photos outside and it looked beautiful. Like I was absolutely loving it. I'm not really getting any creasing. I'm not really getting any creasing. I'm getting some around my mouth, but I'm kind of used to that, so it doesn't really have that much to do with. I have super intense laugh lines on this side, so I always pretty much get creasing there throughout the day if I'm smiling. But other than that, I don't see any other like creasing or nothing's fading at all. Everything still looks good. I feel like it's set a little bit into my skin. Like the longer I wear it, the more it becomes skin-like. It starts to look like my skin, if that makes sense. Like it's not settling, but it's kind of setting into the skin. You know what I mean? But when I touch my face, it doesn't feel sticky or dewy or anything like that. Like I feel like I can touch it and like I don't get any residue on my hand, which is nice, but it's still not too matte. So I'm liking it so far. A few hours in, still looks pretty good. All right, so I will check in with you. I'll give it a few more hours and we'll see how it's held up. All right guys, so it has been, I think it's been about 4 hours since my last check-in. We are looking very good. Please excuse the glasses. I will remove them so that you can get like a closer, let me take them off. Actually, so you can get a closer look. We're doing really well. I am super impressed by this foundation. Honestly, there hasn't been much change since I checked in with you last, which I'm really surprised by. I am getting a little bit oily in like my T-zone, but really not that much. Like I feel like it's not noticeable at all. Again, I was getting a little bit of creasing around my laugh lines, a little bit like, you know, fine line areas from wearing foundation like all day long. But other than that, it looks really, really nice. I mean, there's a couple spots where it got messed up from eating, but that's about it. You guys, I'm really liking it. I think it looks really, really good. It didn't even, I took my contacts out and I've been wearing my glasses and I feel like hasn't even made like a terrible impression on my nose. So I'm really impressed. I like it a lot. I love the idea that it has SPF 25 in it because I've been making an effort to wear more SPF and sometimes I forget. So it's nice when you can kind of get it like all in one go when you just apply your foundation. So I'm a big fan. As of right now, I would definitely recommend this foundation and I'm definitely going to be wearing it more. You're probably gonna be seeing it in more videos. All right guys, let's wrap up this video. Also, I just wanted to quickly include a flash photo so that you guys can see whether or not this foundation does have flashback. All right guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.